Hi, this is Kim Velasquez, and this is the orientation video for Biology 114 for fall 2018. This video is in place of you having to come to campus for an in-person orientation session. So you are required to watch the whole video and then take a quiz at the end so that we know you're planning to participate in the class. So I'll be switching back and forth between this PowerPoint, some things on Canvas, and the actual videos, and then finally the syllabus and the schedule for when things are due for the class. I apologize, my computer is having some weird glitches today, so I have to kind of manually click through these slides. Also, there are going to be some pop-ups that happen that I have to get rid of. I'm so sorry, I don't know what's going on. My computer's still on summer break. So what is this course about? This course is a combination of a general bio class and ecosystem biology with an emphasis on the organisms and ecosystems in Yellowstone National Park and Grand Tetons National Park. And the reason there's a huge general biology component in this course is because we had to do that for it to articulate and be transferable to UC and CSU schools. So that's why there's this huge general biology component. And then there is a little bit of ecosystem biology woven into that. And the ecosystem biology really focuses on the animals of Yellowstone National Park and some of the geographic and geological features of the park, geothermal features of the park, and finally Grand Teton National Park. So just real quickly, just some administrative stuff. These deadlines are really important because it's an online class and not an in-person class. It's hard for me to know when students no longer wish to participate. So it's really on you to drop when the deadline occurs or before the deadline. So the drop deadline is 9/2. After 9/2, this counts as an attempt. And if you decide to withdraw, that W will show up on your record and it will count as an attempt. If you don't take the W, if you just quit participating and you don't take the W, then you will end up with an F on your transcript. That is becoming a bigger deal for this class in particular because, as you probably know, the only way to get an F off your transcript is to retake the course. This course is no longer going to be offered every semester, so there's a good chance it won't be offered again until fall of 2019. So that's a long time for that failing grade to be on your transcript. So please, 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 if you get too busy or you decide the course doesn't interest you or whatever happens, please make sure that you drop the class, either, preferably by the drop deadline, but worst case scenario by the W deadline. What do you have to do in this course? You have to watch online videos and you have to take online quizzes. So everything for this class is online. You don't have to submit anything in person. You no longer have to come to campus to take exams in person. Prior to this summer session, you were required to come take exams on campus. Instead, we have broken the quizzes into little module assignments rather than having a bunch of modules together on an exam. Some of the quizzes are multiple choice and some are short answer, and then you also have a report that's going to be due. I'm going to go through all of that in a minute. Who teaches this class? You will see Dan Sauerbier in the videos for this class. This is Dan at Yellowstone with his two girls. Dan is very passionate about this ecosystem. He has spent many, 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 many days in the park and in fact is now retired and lives in Montana because he loves it there so much. He is the one who recorded the videos and wrote the original exams for this class. Since he's retired, we didn't want to give this class up because it is a very excellent course. In fact, these videos won an Emmy Award, so that's kind of a big deal. We wanted to keep the class going, so I agreed to kind of restructure the exams. So I'm the one who's written all the quizzes and exams, and I'm the one obviously who's going to issue your grade, and I'm here to answer questions. So I wanted a picture of me at Yellowstone too, so you know I've been there, and this is me right there. Hard to see me in that picture, but that's the last time I was at Yellowstone. Are there required textbooks for the class? There is not a required textbook. There is a lecture outline on Canvas. I will pull up a copy of that in a minute. This is your best resource for success in this class. I took this class as a student before taking it over so I could familiarize myself with the content. And the way I was successful in this class is I printed the lecture outline, I highlighted while I was watching the videos. I wrote notes on the lecture outline, and then that's what I used when I took my quizzes. Um, that lecture outline is very long, so familiarize yourself with draft mode on your printer. It will save you a lot of money in ink if you print in draft mode. Print in black and white, not in color. So click grayscale and really use both sides of the paper. Use scratch paper, whatever you can, because it is a lot of pages of paper. I have had students just take the whole file to FedEx, Kinko's, whatever, and get it printed. And I think it's usually about $30 to $40. So it's totally up to you if you want to do that. We don't have it available in the bookstore for sale. We're just kind of leaving it up to you to print. Where are these videos? They are hosted on Vimeo. So you can get directly to the Vimeo videos with this link. There is a password. It's Grizzly, all lowercase. You can also get to the videos through Canvas, and I'll show you that. I highly recommend you access the videos through Canvas because you don't have to watch every single video that's available on Vimeo. I have pared down the requirements for this course because it really was too much for one semester. So I have deleted some of the requirements, but all the videos are there, including the ones you do not have to watch. Everything else you need is on Canvas, and again, we're going to go to Canvas in a minute so I can show you that. There are 425 points total in the class, 5 for the orientation quiz, 400 for the other quizzes, and then 20 for a report you're going to have to do. These 23 quizzes that you're going to take, the points vary. Some of the modules are longer, so those quizzes are worth more points. The due dates also vary for those quizzes, so be sure to check the syllabus, and I'll show you that in a minute too. If you don't take the orientation video quiz by August 22nd at 10 p.m., you will be dropped from the class. That's the only way I know who plans to really participate in the class and who doesn't, since I'm not seeing you in person. So please don't miss taking that quiz. It's only worth 5 points. So if you don't do well on the quiz, it's not a big deal, but just really, it's telling me that you know what the course requirements are and that you're planning to participate in the class. I just want to talk for a minute about the quizzes. I'm going to show you the quizzes in a minute. I'm not going to show you a quiz, but I will show you where they are. There are two kinds of quizzes. There are multiple choice quizzes and there are short answer. So if you have a multiple choice quiz, I'll show you what that looks like, but it doesn't have any notes next to it saying this is a short answer quiz. Most of the quizzes are multiple choice. They are timed. The questions are presented one at a time. There's no backtracking allowed. Each student will see those questions in a different order, and the answer choices will be in a different order for each student to try to kind of cut down on collaboration on those quizzes. So that's the multiple choice quizzes. The short answer, those quizzes you don't have a time limit. But please pay close attention to the minimum word requirements on some of those questions. If you don't type the minimum number of words, then you don't get credit. The idea is for you to be as thorough and complete in those answers as possible. I believe very strongly that students learn something from typing those answers, whereas you don't really learn much from taking a multiple choice quiz. So I have added these questions mostly for the second half of the class. First half of the class is almost all multiple choice. Second half, you're going to have more of these short answer quizzes because that's where we get to some of the bigger concepts where you kind of need to explain things to me rather than just answering little nitpicky questions. You are going to write a video summary, I call it a report, on 2 trophic cascade videos that you'll watch, and then you have to find your own example of a trophic cascade. You'll learn through these videos what a trophic cascade is, and you really need to make sure you meet the minimum word requirements. All of that is explained on the assignment on Canvas, but I'm just pointing out to you now, really make sure you meet the minimum word requirements for each section of that report. The feedback I have received from students over many semesters is they really like these videos. To me, it's one of the most important concepts for you to learn in this class. So if this is the only thing you learn from this class, I guess I'll be happy with that because I think this is such an important concept in today's world in how we treat our earth. So this is an important assignment. Hopefully you'll learn other things too, but that's a big one. Grades, I do grade on a straight scale. It is an online class. Obviously, you have access to your notes for taking the quizzes and completing the assignments. It is a rigorous course in that it is a huge volume of material, so I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but I will say that most students who do the assignments on time and really watch the videos and use that lecture outline, those students get A's. So I'll tell you my summer session that just completed, over half the class got A's because they did all the requirements and did well. The only students who didn't get A's were just the ones who didn't complete all the quizzes and or just, went on at the last minute and took the quiz without watching the videos because they knew it was due. But if you do the work, you'll get a good grade in this class. Having said that, online classes are historically more difficult because you really have to be self-motivated versus having a schedule and coming to class and having me explain things to you and answer questions. I am here to help you any way I can. The best way to reach me is to email me directly. You can email me through Canvas, but I will tell you there have been some really embarrassing things that have gone out on Canvas emails, and sometimes Canvas will send that email to everyone in the class rather than just me. And then my response goes to everyone in the class. So for example, I've had students send me information about stuff that's happening in their personal life that's keeping them from participating in the class, and then I've responded back, and it's gone out to everyone in the class. So it's really better to just email me directly through my Palomar email. It's just kvelasquez@palomar.edu. Be sure to put a Z in the middle of my name instead of an S, but that's the best way to reach me. I'm going to come back to this at the very end because there's a photo right here that there's going to be a question about at the very end. But right now, I really want to go to the syllabus to show you just where the due dates are for everything. So there are two places you can find the due dates. One is on Canvas and the other is on the syllabus. I encourage you to print just this last page of the syllabus so you can see those due dates. You do have stuff due, about every 2 weeks. And the reason for that is that the state requires me to record the date that a student stops participating in the class if they quit participating. And I had these big blocks of time where like first half of the quizzes were due halfway through the class and then the second half were due at the end. And that wasn't working out because then if somebody's quit participating, I didn't know when they quit participating. So things are a little more tight on due dates now. Those quizzes do disappear from your view on that due date. So really make sure you pay attention to the schedule and when things are due. Also, I want to say before I forget that if you're taking a quiz and something goes wrong with your computer, you lose your internet connection or something gets messed up, I know that happened to me when I was taking the class. Don't hesitate to contact me and ask me to reset the quiz for you. And if for some reason I don't get back to you right away and it was due that night, I'll extend the time for you too. But also you should be aware that when I go into your quiz details, I can see at what point it logged you out. I can see which questions you had actually viewed, which questions you had answered, what your answers were. So I can even see exactly how much time you spent on each question. So if you ask me to reset your quiz because you didn't like your grade, that's not going to happen. And I will know that because I can see those details on my report that I get about your quiz details. But please, if it actually times you out partway through a quiz, don't hesitate to contact me and ask me to reset that quiz for you. If you just ran out of time because you didn't know the answers, it'll show me that too. So I'll know if it's legitimate. But if it really happens, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm still here, by the way. I just realized that I'm logged out of Canvas right now, so unfortunately I have to quickly log in. So if you don't know, this is where Canvas is, but you obviously know that because you are watching this video. So you're going to get to your home page here. It's this one with the bears. Okay, so two places you can find information. One is the home page and the other is modules. Does look exactly the same. And the way I've organized things is these are the 3 videos you have to watch, and then here's the quiz. If it doesn't say anything, then it's a multiple choice quiz. So this module 1 is worth 20 points. It's due August 24th, which is right away, and it covers these 3 videos. So if you click on this link, unfortunately you have to click again, and then you go straight to the videos without having to put in a password. If you use that Vimeo link, you'll have to put in the password Grizzly. So then these are the videos. It's loud, so I won't play any more than that. But that's how that works. So these are arranged in order. Now, I want to show you an example of if it's a short answer quiz, how you'll know that. So those are all multiple choice because they don't say anything differently. This is short answer questions, no multiple choice. This one says short answer, short essay quiz, no multiple choice. There's also no time limit. So that information will be given here. Otherwise, if it doesn't say anything, that means it's a multiple choice quiz and you do have a time limit. Also on here at the very end, this is your lecture outline. And I just want to show you what that looks like. This is the first unit, so it has the table of contents. Okay, so it's everything Dan says in the videos. And it has all of his figures. Again, printed in grayscale, draft mode, front and back, use scratch paper, whatever you need to do, but I would highly recommend printing this or have some other device where you have this pulled up on your iPad or something where you can highlight and make notes on it. If you have questions about the class, please don't hesitate to contact me. I have office hours on my syllabus. That's what that thing's called. And there is a question about this. These are bison in the middle of the road in Yellowstone, which happens quite frequently. And people are really stupid and get out of their cars and end up getting very injured and sometimes even killed by these guys. They're very aggressive. So anyway, there is a question about this slide just to make sure that you watch the whole video. And that's it. I hope to meet some of you in person soon. Bye.